Everything is about to flip on a dime. And when it does, you're finally going to understand why that door stayed locked for so long. You are seconds away from a confirmation that will completely realign how you see this exact moment in your life. You didn't click on this by accident. You're here because what's coming needs to find you ready. Stay with me until the very end, because before we're done, I'm giving you the exact protocol to step through the door of the new season standing right in front of you. It isn't just exhaustion. It's that strange, heavy space between being worn out and feeling like you're standing on the edge of something that hasn't arrived yet. You wake up at 3 in the morning and your chest feels heavy. Not with sadness, but with a kind of restless waiting that you can't even put a name to anymore. You look at the calendar and realize it's been months, maybe over a year. That bitter taste in your mouth when you put your phone down, feeling like everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck in the exact same tracks. Think about that conversation you had last week, or the one you'll have in a few days, where someone asks, "So how's everything going?" And you just smile. But deep down, there's an honest answer you can't bring yourself to say out loud. Because saying it would mean admitting that you're still waiting. Still. Again. And then there's that prayer. The one you whisper when the house is finally quiet. Speaking low because saying it at full volume feels like too much to carry. You've prayed it so many times you've started to wonder if it even makes it past the ceiling. It's not a lack of faith. It's just the sheer fatigue of waiting for the wind to change. Hitting the like button is your public amen. Heaven records what you confess in the light. Click it right now, but look at you. You're still standing. That matters more than you know. You didn't quit, even when every fiber of your being wanted to walk away. That isn't weakness disguised as strength. That's a sign. Here is what you're going to receive today. First, the spiritual truth behind that closed door feeling. What you've been calling a delay is actually the clearest signal that you are on the verge of a massive breakthrough. And I'll show you exactly how to recognize it in the next few minutes. You seek. You dedicate yourself. You do everything right, and yet abundance never comes. And the worst part? You start wondering if you're doing something wrong, if you're being heard up above, if it's meant for you at all. It's not a lack of faith or worthiness. It's a spiritual blockage that ordinary prayer alone cannot break. The Miracle Journal unblocks this in 21 days with a spiritual protocol that works exactly where your prayer doesn't reach. Along with the journal, you'll also receive as a gift the prayer guide and the Psalms manual with the most powerful sacred practices and texts to deepen your transformation. To claim your version of the journal, tap the link in the comments right below this video. And I'll show you exactly how to recognize it in the next few minutes. Second, a 3-step protocol you can start tonight to cross over from the season of waiting to the season of winning. Not tomorrow. Today. Third, a declaration that will echo inside you when you wake up tomorrow morning. One that will change how you see every single hour of this new chapter. Watch until the end. Don't break the connection before you get the full message. I placed you in this exact position because what's coming needs someone who has survived everything you've just been through. You didn't end up here by mistake. There are specific signs that you are being moved into a new season. Close your eyes for a second or just look away from the screen. Listen with your whole heart, because you are living at least 3 of these right now. The first sign is the feeling that you no longer fit where you are. The physical symptom is this. You feel a deep discomfort in situations that used to be normal. Places, people, routines, they don't necessarily hurt, but they don't fit anymore. It's like the room has shrunk around you. You've been calling this ingratitude or restlessness. In reality, it's a strategic pruning. I'm finished with what you needed to learn here. It's time to clear the space for what's next. The second sign is recurring dreams or waking up at 3 a.m. for no apparent reason. The physical symptom? You open your eyes in the dead of night and your chest is buzzing. Not with anxiety, but with a kind of expectation you didn't ask for. Your heart is racing just a little bit. Your mind is wide awake before you even remember what you were dreaming about. You've been calling this insomnia or stress. In reality, it's your spirit responding to a movement that has already started in the unseen. I'm waking you up because what's coming needs to find you on your feet, not asleep. The third sign is prayers that feel like they aren't going up, yet you can't stop praying them. The physical symptom. You hit your knees, you start to talk, and it feels like your words are hitting a lead ceiling, a strange resistance you can't describe. And yet you're back again tomorrow. You try again. You've been calling this weak faith or unworthiness. In reality, it's the clearest evidence that something is about to move, because the enemy doesn't try to silence a prayer that has no power. Weightless prayers don't need a blockade. The fourth sign is a door that was slammed shut without a clear explanation. The physical symptom. An opportunity that vanished. A no that didn't make sense. A relationship that went cold for no reason. A gap that has no logical justification. You've been calling this rejection or abandonment. In reality, it's redirection. I closed that door because it didn't lead to where I'm taking you. The fifth sign is an internal certainty that something is about to change. The physical symptom. A strange stillness that hits you at the oddest times. In traffic, in the shower, in the middle of a random conversation. A presence you can't trace. You've been calling this wishful thinking or a naive hope. In reality, it's the spirit confirming what your logic is still trying to deny. If 3 of these signs describe where you are, you aren't late. You're being positioned. Type free in the comments if this word is hitting home for you. Close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. What I'm about to tell you won't work if your attention is divided, because what follows is the blueprint behind everything you just recognized in yourself. There's a figure in the Bible who lived every single one of these 5 signs, and on the other side of them, he experienced one of the greatest turnarounds in history. His name was Joseph. Joseph wasn't sold out by his brothers just because it was a bad day. He was sold the exact moment his dream needed the weight of reality to become a destiny. From the pit to Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house to the prison. From the prison to the palace. Not as a servant, but as second in command of all Egypt. Every closed door was a stage of preparation that an open door could never have provided. Every period of silence was an installation. Joseph walked out of that prison with a capacity he never would have developed in comfort. When he finally revealed himself to his brothers, he didn't say, "You tried to destroy me." He said, "It was not you who sent me here, but God." Every detour was the direct route. Every door that shut was because a bigger door was still being built on the inside. And there's an image from the world of music that captures this same principle. Musicians call it the grand pause. It's that moment in an orchestra when the conductor raises the baton and every single instrument goes silent, all at once, for a fraction of a second, right before the music truly begins. The people in the audience feel that silence in their gut. Not as an absence, but as a build-up. Pressure before the release. This new season you're about to enter is that silence. It isn't quiet because nothing is happening. It's quiet because everything is about to sound off at the same time. Joseph lived the silence of the pit before he lived the sound of the palace. The conductor creates the silence on purpose, because that is where the music finds its maximum impact. You are in the silence, and that means the music is one movement away. Type Joseph in the comments if you see yourself in his journey, or conductor if the silence you're in is finally starting to make sense. Let me stop for a full minute. Here is the objective truth about where you are. You are in a transition between seasons, not because you failed, but because you finished. Transitions have real physical symptoms: discomfort with the familiar, waking up at night, a nameless sense of waiting. Every biblical figure who received a new season went through a shutdown period first, not as punishment, but as preparation. Movement almost never feels like movement while it's happening. It feels like silence. It feels like waiting. It feels like a locked door. And here is who you are in the middle of all this. I saw every night you stayed awake without understanding why. I saw every prayer you whispered because you were afraid that saying it out loud would sound like too much. I wasn't absent in those moments. I was building. What you are about to receive needed someone with your exact history, because this new season isn't just for you. It's for everything that is going to come through you. The first identity you carry is the carrier of the turnaround. Origin. You didn't get this far by luck or your own stubbornness. You were sustained by something beyond your own strength. The number of times you could have quit but didn't isn't an accident. It's active sustainment. Process. Every closed door was a calibration. Every period of silence was a capacity upgrade. You weren't waiting passively, you were being equipped actively, even without realizing it. Mission. You don't receive this new season just for yourself. You receive it as a carrier. What comes through you will touch people who aren't even in your line of sight today. Children, grandchildren, people who will hear your story and find their own strength. This identity means you don't just carry the weight of the weight, you carry the responsibility of the delivery. The second identity is the of the next door. Origin. There is a door in front of you with your name on the inside. Not metaphorically, strategically. It was designated before your name was even on a birth certificate. Process. The process of closing previous doors was the process of eliminating what won't fit behind this one. Every no you received was a weight reduction. You arrived here lighter than when you started, even if it doesn't feel that way. Mission. Crossing isn't just about receiving, it's about authorizing. When you walk through that door, you don't go alone. You open a hallway for everyone coming after you. This identity means that your hesitation isn't discernment, it's resistance to what has already been signed. The third identity is the heir of the new season. Origin. An inheritance isn't earned. It's received by the one positioned to take it. You have been positioned. The waiting process wasn't a prison. It was a positioning. Process. The season that's arriving won't look like what you imagined in your most optimistic daydreams. It's going to be bigger because it was being built while you were waiting, not after. Every day of the wait was a day of construction on the other side of the door. Mission. To live in this new season, knowing it didn't come despite what you went through. It came because of it. This identity means you receive without shrinking, without saying, I don't deserve this or it's too much. Receiving is the final act of faith that closes the cycle. Type which identity resonated with you most. Carrier, chosen, or ear. And subscribe to the channel, because the next message is going to find you already standing in that identity. What comes next is the protocol you're going to take with you, no matter what. The next door protocol has 3 steps, and you can do the first one tonight. Step 1. Identify the door. Tonight, before you go to sleep, sit in silence for 3 minutes and name the door in front of you out loud. Not just a general wish, the specific door for this season. It has a shape. It has an address. It might be an opportunity, a restoration, a calling, or a decision you know you have to make. Name it out loud. Not in your head, out loud. Step 2. Drop what's in the wrong hand. Before you walk through any new door, you have to let go of what's cluttering your hands from the last season. Ask in prayer, what am I still carrying that doesn't fit in the next chapter? It could be a grudge, a habit, an expectation that turned into a burden, or an identity you put on when you were hurting and never took off. You don't have to fix it yet. Just name it and release it out loud. I'm leaving this here. I am not carrying this into my new season. Step 3. declare ownership. Out loud, not in your head, declare, "The new season is already open. I have been positioned to enter. I am not waiting for permission. I am crossing over." A confirmation sign will reach you in the next few hours. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. You're going to feel a very specific stillness. Not the relief of a solved problem. Not euphoria. A quietness that comes from the inside out, with no external reason for it. Like something finally settled into place. When it hits, that is heaven confirming the decree has been recorded. Don't look for the high. Look for the peace. In the next 72 hours, 3 things will be thrown at you. Not as a possibility, as a certainty. The first is poisoned comparison. How it shows up. You'll look at someone else, someone close, someone on social media, and feel like they're already where you should be. It'll feel like righteous sadness or a sense of unfairness. Why them and not me? Your weapon against it. You aren't running their race. You're running yours. You both arrive at different times because your destinations are different. Comparing your seasons is like comparing different instruments in the same orchestra. Everyone has their own cue. The second is spiritual procrastination. How it shows up. It'll look like prudence. I'll wait for the perfect moment. I'll pray about it a little longer before I act. It's not urgent. It's discernment. Your weapon against it. Spiritual procrastination always uses the language of faith to produce inaction. Faith moves. If there's no movement, it isn't faith. It's paralysis with a religious vocabulary. Real discernment confirms. Procrastination delays indefinitely. The third is timing doubts. How it shows up. What if this isn't the time? What if I move too early and ruin everything? It'll come right after a moment of clarity. Always after, never before. Your weapon against it. The clarity I received today wasn't an accident. God doesn't give me light just to confuse me later. What was revealed because it's real. And after those 3 external tactics, one internal one will come. The quietest of them all. The voice that says you aren't worthy of a new season. That the good life is for other people. That you have some flaw that will make this door close too. That you're being naive. That voice isn't discernment. That voice isn't humility. That voice is the biggest sign that you are about to cross over. Because the enemy doesn't attack territory that has no value. Type "protected" in the comments. The decree is sealed. Before we finish, I want to ask you one thing. Sit right where you are. You don't have to kneel. Just sit in your chair, on the couch, wherever you are. Place your hands open on your lap. Not crossed. Open. Palms up. This is the posture of receiving. Not asking. Receiving. Now. Out loud. Not a murmur, but a clear voice. Repeat after me. I release the weight of the season that has passed. I will not carry it into the next. My hands are open for what is coming. I saw that night you stayed awake at 3 a.m. with your chest heavy, whispering that prayer because you were afraid to say it out loud. I heard every word. Every single word. I wasn't absent. I was building on the other side of the door exactly what you needed to find when you crossed. I saw when you looked at the calendar and felt the weight of the months. I saw when you said, "I'm fine" to everyone who asked because the real answer felt too big to say. I was there. I was building. The new season didn't arrive, despite what you went through. It was built because of it. Every door that shut was a wall of the palace waiting for you on the other side. And what is waiting behind the next door is your exact size, because it was made with your history in mind, with your journey as its measure. You are covered. You are positioned. Now cross. May this spiritual covering fall over you right now. Over your mind, that it be free from all comparison and all doubt about the timing. Over your relationships, that the right ones align and the ones that need to shift do so with grace. Over every area that is on the verge of movement, that no tactic of the enemy reaches you before you are positioned. May the stillness of confirmation reach you tonight. You are being sent into this next season not as a candidate, but as the one who was chosen. Go. Amen. Type "done" in the comments. So heaven records that you received this word and you have crossed over. There is someone in your life waking up at 3 a.m. with a heavy chest, praying that same prayer and wondering if it's even being heard. Send this video to them right now. Not later. Now. They need this word before the next 72 hours are up. And if you want to go deeper, the link to the Miracle Journal is in the first comment, waiting for you just like it was meant to. The next video is going to show you what happens when you're in the new season, but you're still acting like you're in the old one. Because the biggest trap after you walk through the door is carrying old habits into a reality that demands a new version of you. It is done. You are not the same person you were when this message started. You seek. You dedicate yourself. You do everything right, and yet abundance never comes. And the worst part? You start wondering if you're doing something wrong, if you're being heard up above, if it's meant for you at all. It's not a lack of faith or worthiness. It's a spiritual blockage that ordinary prayer alone cannot break. The Miracle Journal unblocks this in 21 days with a spiritual protocol that works exactly where your prayer doesn't reach. Along with the journal, you'll also receive as a gift the prayer guide and the Psalms manual, with the most powerful sacred practices and texts to deepen your transformation. To claim your version of the journal, tap the link in the comments right below this video.